Do you guys like my shirt? It's my new favorite thing ever now. Hello and welcome to WRPL, a segment on my channel where I talk about what I watched, read, played, and listened to in the past month. It's kind of like a wrap-up video, but instead of just talking about books, I talk about everything that I just mentioned. So let's discuss what I WRPL'd in December. December was a big month for watching for me because, as the whole world knows, Star Wars came out that month. A lot of people are opinionated on Star Wars, and I don't think I'm actually gonna go into all of my feelings because this video would take way too long. If you don't know, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so, you know, that's why I'd have so many opinions, but I really liked The Last Jedi. I know it has its flaws, but what movie doesn't have its flaws? We are consumers, and when it comes to something huge like Star Wars, we expect everything to be perfect, but nothing is perfect. Like, if you look at the past Star Wars movies, there's flaws in them too. But for me, I think this movie was fantastic. I loved it. I saw it twice. I'm going to leave a link in the description to a video about all the reasons why you shouldn't hate Star Wars The Last Jedi. It's created by someone called Jenny Nicholson. I love her videos and she is hilarious. If you have any opinion on this subject, I would highly recommend you check out her video. I really liked The Last Jedi and I can't wait to see what they do with the 9th one. Parks and Recreation, okay? That is the TV show I've been watching recently, and I love that TV show. Amy Poehler stars as Leslie Knope, and her character is amazing. I can't believe I haven't watched it until now. I'm on season 6 at the moment, and I'm almost done. I believe there's 7 seasons. I could be wrong. If you haven't seen Parks and Recreation, I would really recommend it, especially if you liked The Office. It has that same documentary style format. A lot of people started off in Parks and Recreation and they moved on to huger things like Chris Pratt, Aubrey Plaza, and I mean obviously Amy Poehler because she's amazing in it. I also discovered a comedy special called Make Happy on Netflix, and the comic behind this special is a guy named Bo Burnham, and oh my gosh. So if you don't know anything about Bo Burnham, he is a comedic songwriter and he started his career on YouTube. Bo Burnham's humor and the way he delivers his jokes is not like anything I've ever seen before in comedy. He's really treading new water when it comes to comedy, which I think is fantastic. Some of his language is a bit crude, so go in knowing that, but I love it. Moving on to reading, I read a lot of good books in the month of December because I was a part of the holiday adventure-a-thon, and I read the amazing book Cinder by Marissa Meyer. Cinder is a Cinderella retelling. It's set in the future. Cinder is like a cyborg, and I don't really want to say too much because I think going into this book knowing nothing is kind of a really good way of reading this book. That's the way I went into it. I cannot wait to read the rest of the books. It's going to be really exciting. The next book that I want to talk about is Sculptor. Definitely my favorite graphic novel that I read in 2017. I love it so much. Basically, this guy, he wants to become the best sculptor ever, and he ends up making a deal with death to be able to sculpt anything he can touch. So you think of anything, he can sculpt it. But in exchange, he only can live 200 days. So he has 200 days to become super famous in the whole sculpting world. And that's what he wants to do. It is incredibly well written, and it is also incredibly drawn. Like I said, it's the best graphic novel I've ever read. I cannot recommend this to you enough. I didn't really play that many video games. I played Just Cause 3, which is like kind of you going around on these islands, you know, liberating cities from dictators. It's a fun game that's challenging, but not too challenging. Just because I didn't play a lot of video games in the month of December doesn't mean I didn't play a lot of board games in December. Played this board game called Spy Alley. It's a very neat board game. It's where you are assigned a secret identity. You can be either German, Spanish, Italian, French, Russian, or American, and those are your secret identities. The goal of the game is to either guess who's who, or go to your embassy once you've collected all of your own pieces. And it's a really fun game. I love playing it, and I played this a lot during the holiday times with my friends and family. So if you ever see this in like a board game shop or wherever you get board games from, pick it up. Bet you guys didn't think I would pull a board game on you in the playing section, did ya? In listening, I listen to a lot of Bo Burnham songs. It's not a surprise. I'm addicted to all of his songs. Some of the songs that just pop up into my head right now is Art is Dead, Lower Your Expectations, Right Brain, Left Brain. I'll leave a link to Bo Burnham's channel down below so you guys can check it out and see all of his songs. I really like them, and I'm learning Left Brain, Right Brain right now just to have memorized, and maybe I'll use it in one of my auditions. I don't know. Moving on to podcasts, because I love podcasts. If you don't know, pretty much every single WRPL so far, I've recommended you guys a podcast, so I'm gonna recommend another one. It's called The Weekly Planet. Weekly Planet is one of the first podcasts I ever listened to, and I've been listening to their podcast for around 3 years now. It's a podcast where they talk about comic book movie news and also just comic books and other nerdy things. James and Nick are hilarious hosts. They bounce off each other really well, and if you're into comic books or just movies or nerdy things in general, I would recommend listening to their podcast. It will be linked down below along with everything else I just talked about in this video. Let me know what you guys WRPL'd in the month of December, and if you guys like this style of wrapping up months, feel free to use it. This is not necessarily just my thing. Anyone can use the WRPL format. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. And hey, if you liked this video, that means you're probably gonna like the future videos that I post here on this channel, so maybe leave a like, or maybe hit subscribe. I don't know, it's your life. Do what you want to do. I make videos every single Tuesday and Friday. I will see you guys then. Goodbye!